Hello and welcome to the Coltrane Conservatory of the Arts talk show for this Wednesday, January 25th. And we want to welcome all of you into the program. What we're going to be talking about is getting you and your children, grandchildren involved in the arts. Now, I want to tell you this right here. The programs that we put together are specifically for you, your children and your grandchildren over at the Coltrane Conservatory of the Arts. My name is Joe Pace III. I am the director. I'm one of the instructors at the school. And I want to remind you that we're not just into music, but we are doing math and English tutoring also. So the school that we have is involved in both music as well as the academics, both the arts as well as the academics. And so if you want to get more information on those programs, we'd like for you to call us here at the station. And we have people working the boards. Mr. Lionel Don and Mr. Louis Theory will be more than happy to explain to you or to give you additional information about our programs. Now, some of you know us from being around and listening to us as the years have gone by. Other people, you're hearing us for the first time. And I want to just let you know that the Coltrane Conservatory of the Arts has been around. We're in our 4th year. We have at least, at this particular time, 40 students who come to us on a regular basis for either music, math, or English. We also have some free programs, and you want to get your pencil and paper so you can write down our phone numbers and you can get more information about these programs. Okay? Now, our phone number is 773-891-1875, and you can get all the information you need from us regarding these programs. Okay, you want to call that number. Several weeks ago we talked about how it is that our drumming program is geared specifically toward helping young people get off the streets of Chicago. We want to give the young people something to say yes to, something positive to say yes to. And so we have a drumming program, a free drumming program. No registration fee, no anything. Just you show up and get involved with it. We have a free drumming program from 10:30 to 12 noon every Saturday. And all you have to do is show up, because we got the drums, we got the instructor, we have everything that you need to work with, okay? So what we want you to do is jot down our telephone number if you want to get more information. If you want to just show up at our address is 6353 South Cottage Grove. And not only that, but it's right on this, well, not on this show, you got to call here, but we also have bulletins on Channel 42, on CAN Television Channel 42. And you can really just go on that station and you will see all of our announcements, okay? The ones for our free drumming. If you see free drumming, you can just about bet your bottom dollar that's us. If you see free tutoring, you can bet your bottom dollar that's us. If you see music training, you can almost bet that is also us, okay? And so all of this information, if you miss anything on today, all of this information can be acquired from CAN Television channel 42 off of the bulletin. But what we want you to do, we want you to go out of your way, and we want you to get a pen and pencil and take down the number, which is 773-891-1875. And we want to invite you to come to 6353 Cottage Grove and get involved, you and your child. And the reason we say your child or your grandchild is because there's so much going on now out in the streets that's not very good. And we know for a fact that if children have something, if young people have something that they can get involved with, they're less likely to get involved with mischief. And the kind of mischief that's going on today are getting, unfortunately, a lot of our young people into a lot of trouble and even worse. So we want you to please take this number down. It's good for you, your children, and your grandchildren. Now, our drumming program starts at 8 years old, and it goes up from there. That means that those of you who are maybe way over that, you know, maybe you're an adult, or maybe you could be even a grandmother, or mother or father. You're welcome to come over there and to play. Last week we had a grandmother, we had a grandfather, and then two children who came in for the first time. They were from Evanston, and they had heard about us, and they were just in Chicago, actually taking care of some business somewhere else, and they saw our sign and they stopped. So we heard about you on CAN television, and we wanted to see what, and they ended up staying for the entire program. The grandmother we gave her a drum, and they were all really, they had a ball, you know. Now keep in mind that not only are you learning to play the drums, but you're also having fun. You know, playing the drums is fun, okay? You can have a whole lot of fun playing the drums. And so you're going to learn a lot of techniques and mechanics about how to play the drums. How to have a whole lot of fun on Saturday, okay, Saturday morning. So get up on Saturday morning and come on out. You know, make yourself. With you program that this program right here that you see on your screen is for music training, and these are private one-on-one lessons that you, your child, your grandchild, your great-great-grandchild, these are programs that you all can get involved with. Alrighty? Now, I do want to tell you that these programs are fee-based, but that doesn't mean that you can't come and get involved with it, because it's just barely more than if you were, say, if you go to McDonald's all the time, okay, instead of going to McDonald's every day, put that on your child's music training. Okay, get your child and give your child an opportunity to learn how to play the piano. Give your child an opportunity to learn how to play the drums. Give your child an opportunity to learn how to play saxophone, tenor saxophone. alto saxophone, trumpet, clarinet, guitar. Okay, give your child an opportunity to grow up and learn something that that they can look back and say, okay, I'm so glad that mama, that grandmama, that granddad, that dad, they put me in music training. And many of these students will probably go on to play at some professional level, the ones that we have now. And yours could be one of those people. And that doesn't mean that they have to say, okay, I'm just going to play music for my life. They could be an engineer. They could be a doctor, a lawyer, a plumber, a minister. They could be anybody, professionally that they want to be, but they have acquired this skill to play a musical instrument. And when you do that, it always adds something to your life. I started playing myself at about 10 years old, and at that particular time, I was just so enthralled, so excited about music, because it gave me an opportunity to feel good, because music makes you feel good. And I don't care how young you are, you get that feeling. I used to stand and watch the band practice. This was before I started training in music myself. I used to stand and watch the band practice my entire lunch period, just watching that band, that big tuba, those drums, the trumpets, saxophones, and clarinets. It was just fantastic. It was so moving for me. I mean, I was absolutely just in a trance almost watching them do that. And that made me feel so good, and I'm pretty sure that it'll make your children and grandchildren feel the same way. Now, you may be an adult like many of our adult students, music students. I had a man to come in today, and he's got children 13, 14, 15 years old. But he said he always wanted to play the trumpet. Said, I've always wanted to play the trumpet. And I'm here to get going. I heard a whole lot about your school. And that's a good thing when people come there and they say they've heard some positive things about our school from somebody else. So it was really a referral. He said, I want to get involved. I want to learn how to play the trumpet. And then I want my child, 13 years old, to play the piano. And we set him up to start on next month. Many adults are like that. They have dreamt about playing an instrument all of their lives, and they've never got a chance to do it. They couldn't get an opportunity in school because many of them went to schools where it was just not available. And once they got out of school, they got married, had children, this, that, and the other, went from one job to another, changed jobs, and bought homes, got in debt and had to pay car notes and, gas and mortgage notes and rent and insurance and all this other stuff. And so they never had an opportunity to do it. But now that they have been given an opportunity to do it, they have the free time and the, and everything to be able to do it, they are now doing it, And this is something that is very special when you go back and you dig up an old goal that you had and you say to yourself, I'm going to do this, okay? Or I can do this, and I can do this now, and I'm going to do it. I've always wanted to do it. Nothing is going to stop me from doing it. And that's a beautiful thing when a person says that to themselves, when a human being declares that, because the one thing about it is, People say, well, we're going off to heaven once we die, whatever. But no matter where we're going, you know, when we leave this earth, we only live this life once. Okay, now that's pretty much for real. We only live this particular life, we only live it one time. And so we want to get the best out of it. And by getting the best out of it, I mean we want to really, really, really set our goals high and go after them. You know, we talked about goal setting back on our first program. And what we were saying there is that everybody needs some goals. Because if you don't have goals, you're going to be just blowing in the wind like a leaf or something of that type. And you certainly don't want to do that. So everybody needs to have a goal, because goals tell us where we're going. Tell us where we're going, you know, or where we're trying to go. They give us our destination, you know. So set goals and set them very high, and set them for your children and your grandchildren, because oftentimes they don't know, you know, how to set goals. And then go after them. And we want to see you over at the Coltrane Conservatory of the Arts. And we want to see you on what? This week. Yeah, you got what? Thursday and Friday and Saturday. You either want to come by or you want to make that call. Either tomorrow, Friday, or Saturday. Now, if you call there, which is 773-891-1875, and you don't, no one picks up, brother, you can always leave a message and let us know. Okay, leave a brief message, let us know what you're interested in. Please leave your number, and when we call you back, please answer the phone. Now, I emphasize that because what we found out is that a lot of people, they don't answer their phone. They'll call and leave a message. Then when we call back, they don't answer their phone. In other words, I think what people are looking for is a number that they recognize. My sister, my brother, my husband, my wife, my boyfriend, my girlfriend, my niece, my nephew, the supervisor on the job. And when a number comes in that they don't recognize, they just don't answer it. But if you call someone, you got to be saying, when you see that number that you don't recognize come in, that this is probably that music school I call replying, and answer the phone, okay? Because we don't have a lot of time to be on the phone, you know, calling once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. And we do not leave any messages on anybody's voice box regarding our programs and how they work. Number one is we need to get some information from you. We need to know if you are a beginner or if you have some previous experience. We need to know a lot about you before we can start talking to you about music training. And so keep that in mind, that if you call and said, okay, they'll call back and just leave a message and I'll go and listen to the message. That's not the way it's done. You won't find any music schools like that. You got to call and engage in a conversation back and forth, find out, you know, what type of experience you had, what type of instrument that you'd like to get involved with, etc., etc., etc. So, it's been a pleasure talking to you all. We just have a few minutes left here for today. Like you see that number on your screen, you can also call that number right now. We have people on the phones waiting for you to call. All you got to do is call that number right there, and they can give you some information. But if you want to just dial 773, this is to our facility, 891-1875, you can do that also. It makes us no difference. We'll get the message anyway. But do write this down. Now, this is the Coltrane Conservatory of the Arts. Alrighty? And once again, our phone number is 773-891-1875. And I hope that those of you sitting around will understand how important it is for you to get involved helping your children to grow up in a good, wholesome way, putting them into positive programs that will keep them busy and out of mischief, so that when they look back 10, 20, and 30 years from now, and even more, they'll have something very pleasant to look back and say, I'm so happy that mom, that grandma, that granddad, that dad got me involved with some things that I could really get into and say yes to. And so that's why we are here, and that's why you need to call us at 773-891-1875. Now, I also want to just thank Mr. Lionel Don, who is volunteering. He's one of our instructors too here at our school, but he also is, he volunteers to come down here and help produce this show. He is a saxophonist. He plays around in the city of Chicago. He plays both the alto, tenor saxophone, and probably, soprano and the rest of them, clarinet and all the reed instruments. He's also a very good instructor over at our school. If you're interested in taking any reed instrument instructions, training, please give us a call. Once again, 773-891-1875. We also have with us Mr. Theory Lewis, who is one of our volunteers down here to help produce the show. He's been with us for quite a while. Mr. Lewis is a graduate of the University of Illinois and has a degree in economics. He is also a former professional football player, that is to say hockey, not hockey, but soccer. Soccer football is what he was playing. In addition to that, he was also a mechanical engineering school student at the University of Illinois before he decided to take the degree in mechanical engineering. And I believe those are some of the his background accolades, you know. But anyway, we really appreciate them, and we appreciate all these people here at the station who help us to do this. And there's some wonderful people down here, I'm trying to tell you. And so we feel good coming down here every Monday to do this show. So I want to just say to you, thank you a lot for tuning in on today. And please come back on next week, and we'll see you then. Thank you. Bye.